Well, we're back in the lab, and we have another project here. This is a PAULL's number 0. And this I had seen in the store for many months now, and it had been sitting there. And I pulled the trigger on it after begging for a deal and reminding them of how long it's been sitting there. So, got a great deal on it. This very shallow font on here, very shallow. Look at that. Pretty neat. I had a PAULL, so this is my second PAULL's. You'll see I had a PAULL's Leader large font. There's a video of that. And we are going to clean this up. And I am definitely getting rid of the paint. This bad paint job. I think it looks pretty bad. The bail on this thing was not original, and it was a real mess, all bent up and weird. I did find a donor one. Now, it's not the right shape, but it does appropriately work with the bail locks here. And it's pretty small, but it will function like it should. I forget, this has got the horseshoe shape. The shape comes in and it goes around, but I don't have a spare one of those. So this will work just fine, you know. It almost looks like it's made for it. This thing is going to need paint removed. And by the way, what I love about this thing is just the smooth. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Pinky. And look how it slides out to the side, so you can get your match in there. Oh, like butter. Look at that. Love that. So, gonna get some stripper on this. And by the way, this is my first lantern with a big light filler cap. And saw another one. It was cracked. And that's the problem you're gonna have, right? It's cracked. I mean, that's not gonna happen with a metal one, but hey, it was a sign of the times, man. Big light was a big thing. So, okay. I'm gonna go take some paint off this baby. And, well, you know what? Actually, I haven't taken any of this apart. This is exactly the way it looked when I got it. So why don't we explore this thing and get it apart so we can go take some paint off. All right. First off, get the action of that. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Whoop. That works. Nice. Don't have to do anything to that. I don't want to try to polish it because I don't know how Bakelite would react to it. Okay, take a look down in here. Not bad. Not bad. It just looks like it has artifacts of a little tiny bit of wetness and maybe a wet wick. I like this. I do not want to mess with that fluid motion. I'm not going to attempt to take any of these mechanisms apart. This thing's so lightweight and it's so basic. There's just, you know, that moving part. And I think I'll be just fine if I can get the paint off. So I'm going to take this replacement bail off and I'll clean that up. And I'll work on that while the paint stripper's doing its thing. It's a mess. Okay. To the sink I go. And I'll see you back here in a few. All right, so let's see if we can coax this out of its little cocoon here. Get this out. There we go. Excellent. We'll be able to clean that up just fine. I'll give this a once over. this and this. All right. So, let me see. How do we want to go after this? Let's go. Yeah. There's a red nylon one that's shot. That goes in the skip. All right. So, while I'm here and I got the time, I might as well just go ahead and finish these up with some steel wool, and it'll be one less thing to worry about before we do a treatment, an oil treatment. I kind of want to get this kink out of it. It's bugging me. We'll see. We'll see how it looks like after assembly. The reason is because this is pretty much the bail that all the super cheap made in China lanterns have on them. This is far from what this thing came with, but this will work a lot better than the one I took off. Work better and look better, and effectively uses the bail locks. All right, so that's ready to go. So, I am back from the sink, and this thing is ugly. Jeez. Oh, boy. That thing's ugly, man. And that's 2 coats of stripper. Looks like it had a real nice tinning to it at one point. There's some left around in some spots, but hard to say the way I'm going to make this thing look by the time I'm done with it. I think it's going to be a Dalmatian. Boy, oh boy, that's ugly. I don't like that one bit. That is not some good old Dietz or Embry steel under that. But, so, I'm going to head out of here. It is 10 p.m. here, and my little Aurora Borealis app tells me there's a possibility, a 2% possibility of seeing the aurora tonight. And I think 2% there means with the naked eye and not necessarily with a 30-second exposure on your camera. So, I have another hobby, and it's photography, and yeah, so this will be here when I get back, whether it be tomorrow when I continue. And all right, we'll continue this. Yeah, who knows? I may go out there and sit there and realize, oh man, it's 46 degrees. This sucks. I'm going to turn around and come back after half an hour. So we'll see. All right. And I'll show you photos if I get any. All right, folks. And I'll be back just like... And we're back. It is the next day. And we have a new supervisor. Supervisor Super Baby is taking a break for the holidays. This is Jack. Jack's going to be supervising for the next couple of weeks. What do you say? Everything good? Okay. Thanks, Jack. All right, so I'm going to pick a wheel and get to work on this because there's still a good amount of paint. Yeah. We'll try some reds. Okay. So I'm just going to start somewhere and see what this thing will take here. That's purple. We're going to do a purple. Try that out. Man, there's some crazy soldering on this thing. So, what I was trying to say earlier when I got annoyingly cut off by my phone, is that, I mean, what a fitting name for a jack-o'-lantern lantern. It's a little wizard. So, what kind of names would you attribute to Halloween when it comes to names of lanterns? Okay. Okay, I am going to wire wheel for a couple of things. And I forget if this was a part that you missed. Coming over, buddy? Here. Coming over? What's that all about, huh? Passing through? Yeah, he's hanging around because I'm not using the table grinder. He's not like, none of the cats care much for the sound of that. I think it's the vibration that it sends through the air and through the floor and the walls. I think it reverberates in those little cat ears. Yeah, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. So I am leaving the tin, I'm leaving the bare steel, and I'm leaving the black paint areas as patina. I think that's the best idea. I mean, there's no way we're going to make this uniform in any way. So that's what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be kind of a rat roddy, kind of a ugly duckling. Kind of ugly ducking with great movement. Know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm getting the wire wheel out just for a couple of areas. And I got a couple repairs I want to do here. And we also have a new replacement bail to fit, to see if we can get it to work right. Okay. Take a look at this together, folks. That hole is closed up. I don't understand. So, I guess the one that was in there, this is the replacement one. This is the hole that was in there. We just kind of, oh, all right. Okay. It wasn't plugged. There was some kind of hunk of metal or something there. Okay. Now I can go back to the wire wheel and I can fix a little dirtiness in here. Okay, so here we have a problem. Question is, do I want to do anything about it at all? Except bend it back a bit. So, I got them back to its normal spot. And the question is, do I want to? Oh, perfect. That works right there. Good. So, even with this replacement, the bail lock is working just fine. All right, I'm not going to do a darn thing. They're doing as intended. I think it'd be, well, yeah. Could maybe give it a quick try just for the sake of doing it. You know, so I got it to the point where it where the contact was made. Well, I don't know. Let me see. Well, maybe we'll give it a little try without going so crazy with cleaning up and all that kind of stuff. I'll see if I can get solder to stick to this on an angle like this. We'll give it a try. Okay. Oh, put a little acetone on there, clean everything up. Now I got to keep an eye. I got to make sure I wash off with acetone all this flux that I put on here, because I'm having a trouble with flash rust, because I think it's because I've been leaving flux behind and then oil treating over the top of it. Bad news. All I need is a couple little blobs. Stick there, hold that in place. Blob. Perfect. All right, perfecto. Jack-o'-lantern. We're there to see it. There you go. I went and put the acetone away. I was supposed to clean this all off. Didn't take me long at all, did it? Gonna go generous with this stuff. I got plenty of it. And I will know now to monitor this and see if my acetone cleanup job was enough to swarm away the problems of flash rust, which I think is associated with flux. Okay. Acetone has been applied. Now, gonna do some steel wooling, and then we'll treat it, and then we'll reassemble it. So, okay, let's start with a little steel wooling. How about some nice kind of southern rock and roll, kind of something little, how about a little blues rock? A little blues rock for time lapse here. What do you say, folks? Cue the music. So, let me clean up all this steel wool dust and brush this baby off. And then we'll do a little treat. straighten. Let's treat with some oil. What do you say? We got a replacement bail, which is super. All right. Let's treat. So, since we got Jack-o'-lantern here, and he's a little wizard, which I'm sure is a very popular costume. Wow, well, that makes that black paint pop out. That's good. I like to be able to discern that black paint between the tin and the bare steel, which is kind of a brown. And this brush is falling apart, but that's okay. It's like $1.39 for 3 of them. Oh, I see the inside of this filler cap here. Could use a little wire wheel and clean up those threads a little bit. Okay, I'm just liberally just kind of plopping it on because it'll be applied and rubbed in with a towel when I'm done here. How about some jazz? Some nice upbeat jazz for this time lapse. Cue the music. All right. Nice. All right. Now, I gotta go clean the globe, which is good because I want to get the oil off my fingers. I'll be right back. All right. Nice clean globe. Oh, love that. Love that beautiful action. We're all lighting her up. Yeah, I like that about this. That is pretty cool. It's not going all the way down. Well, oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, I get it. All right. There is a little lift lever. So that right there is not all the way down. But if you move this down to where it locks, here, I'll show you. So this being a PAULL's #0. So go down all the way, and like, oh no, it doesn't go down all the way. But this has got a little lock right there. Pretty cool. I like that. I like that. I like this. Reminds me of an old movie film reel. All right, well, Paul's number 0 lantern. Oh, just put this back on. Yeah. Bail test. Yeah. Kinda. I don't feel too bad about that. I mean, I know it's off a knockoff lantern. Okay. Now that looks more interesting there. Check it out, the patina here. And I like the way that black looks compared to this. Knowing that that's original, that's pretty neat. So with these little polka dots, yeah, this is kind of like a Dalmatian patina. But I've seen, I have a couple more with like three colors, 3 or 4 colors. When you got the tin, you got the bare metal, and you got 2 layers of paint. I got a couple of those. And they're called rat rods. These, I don't know what I'm going to call this one. But let's come down. Take a look. And here we have it. You can barely see it, but there is a number 0. It's mixed in with the camouflage. Yeah. This is a Paul's Hot Blast. I like it more now than I did right after I stripped off as much paint as I felt like stripping off it. Man, I like that I lifted a lot of it on there. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Cool. What do you think, Jack? All right, Jack's smiling, so that's good. All right, folks, so that is the end of another project here, and I'll go back to decorating. I did a little decorating up there with some of the other lanterns. That looks cool. The cats will pull those down, I'm sure. All right, folks, hey, thank you so much for stopping by the lab and watching another project here. And as usual, folks, don't you go change.